If you're a senior golfer trying to increase your club head speed in the attempt to gain more distance, you're going to want to watch this entire video, because I'm going to show you the reasons why. I'm going to write it out on the wall and show you the reasons why that is not the lowest hanging fruit. That is not the easiest, let me say the simplest way to gain more distance, specifically if you're a senior golfer. So before we get into that, here's the reasons why you should pay attention. Dr. Jake Berman, the originator, the founder of Berman Golf, where we specialize in helping senior golfers move better so they can gain distance, improve consistency, and play more frequently without aches and pains, because by trade, I'm a physical therapist, which means I'm a biomechanics expert, not a PGA pro, not a PGA certified focusing on golf technique. It's straight up biomechanics. So my world is based off of the laws of physics, not technique, not swing path, not club face. Those things are important, but what I'm trying to say is there's lower hanging fruit for senior golfers. Now here's the reason why. 99.9% of senior golfers try to gain club head speed by increasing shoulder turn, trying to get this club to parallel, and then using this hinging and snapping your wrist down at the bottom, trying to get the whooshing noise to try to increase club head speed. Getting the speed swing stick, so a weighted stick, and trying to swing it faster and faster and faster. Trying to gain more club head speed in attempt to gain more distance off the tee. Now here's the problem. You're fighting the laws of physics. You're fighting the laws of physics. Laws of physics have been around for hundreds of years. Back to Newton, back into the 1600s. They're called laws of physics because they're true 100% of the time, versus the golf gurus, the guy on the Golf Channel, his techniques work great if you've got solid technique to begin with. The problem is 99% of amateur golfers who are seniors out there don't have the technique to begin with. That's why you're watching this video. So check this out. As we get older, we move tight, or we're stiffer when we tight. We lose flexibility, we lose strength, we lose the ability to get through the golf ball. So we get real stiff and tight, real stiff and tight. So then we try to increase speed on top of it, and it doesn't work. So it's like, well, what if I swing a lighter club? If I swing a lighter club, then I should be able to swing it faster. If I'm not as strong and I get a lighter club, I should be able to swing it faster. That's true, but here's the problem with it. If you're using, I define swings into one of two categories. So you either have a momentum-based swing or you have a power-based swing. The easiest way to know which one you have is film yourself swinging the driver. If your backswing is up here, and then go ahead and see what you can get to statically, and you can only hold this statically. Meaning that, okay, Bob, go to the top of your backswing and hold, and this is where you're stopping. But when you video yourself, the top of your backswing is up here, that is, by definition, a momentum-based swing, which means you're not in control of this part of the swing. You're using momentum, not muscles and power. Now the opposite of that would be a John Rahm type swing. So John Rahm, with his driver, it barely gets to parallel or perpendicular to the ground. The club shaft is perpendicular to the ground, and then he gets through it. Versus Cameron Young, the longest driver on the PGA Tour, or Champ, right? So Cameron Champ gets way back to parallel, swinging through, generating all sorts of club head speed and power, but he's able to do it because he's physically gifted with flexibility and strength and power. Senior golfers are not. So check this out. Here's a law of physics for you right here. Let's start off with momentum, right? So if you're using a momentum-based swing, which means in real time, the club head back, the shaft and the club is back farther than what you can do statically, that equation is very simple. Momentum equals mass times velocity. Okay, so if we're doing mass times velocity, mass is how heavy the club is. So if this number goes down, right, let's use 10. We started with 10, now we're going to a 5, so that's a lighter club. So this number is going down, and then I'm multiplying it by speed. Velocity is speed. As we get older, we swing slower. So this number is going down. So I have a smaller number times a smaller number equals a smaller number. That should be obvious, right? That's mathematics 101. 5th grade math right there. A smaller number times a smaller number is going to be smaller than a bigger number times a bigger number. Simple. That's momentum. Now here's what we want to do. Instead of using momentum, let's use power. Power equals work divided by change in time. Work, in this particular definition, is going to be how many muscles you have working during the golf swing. If you have a few muscles working during the golf swing because you're just using this flippy motion and you're just trying to gain speed, then you have a smaller number here. Change in time, how long does it take to get from the top of the backswing to the downswing? If you're swinging slower, that number is going to be bigger, okay? So if we have less muscles working and a longer time to get there, this number is smaller. But here's the low-hanging fruit for senior golfers. Core, glutes, the muscles in your feet, there's 16 muscles in the arch of both feet, so there's 32 muscles right there. Wake those muscles up efficiently. We almost instantaneously increase this number here, work, because we're using more muscles than we were prior. So now this number gets bigger. If this number never changes, meaning that we don't swing faster, we're still swinging 75 miles an hour, we're still swinging 80 miles an hour. If we don't change the speed and we simply, not easily, simply add more muscles being used, this number goes up. This is the low-hanging fruit. Instead of trying to swing the damn club faster and faster and faster with decreased flexibility, decreased strength, let's just go to the basics. Let's wake up the muscles that you currently have. Let's wake up the core and the glutes. Let's wake up the muscles in your feet. That's why I'm always barefoot, trying to show you how important it is. There's 16 muscles in the arch of your foot right here. It makes sense that if I use 16 more muscles than Bob does, I'm going to have more power delivered into that golf ball than Bob is going to have. That just makes sense. I don't know that there's any senior golfer that would say, I don't want 16 more muscles to help me with the golf swing. So now I've got the 16 muscles in my foot working because I'm starting to push my foot through the ground in the address position. We're not going to go into the heel. We're not going to roll the foot out. We're going to start pushing through the foot here. Then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull my belly button in. So now I have my core engaged. Now my core's engaged, my foot's engaged. What's the thing in the middle? That's your glutes. So my foot's engaged, my core's engaged, the thing in the middle, that's your glutes. Okay, so now I got my foot engaged, I got my glute engaged, I got my core engaged. I've immediately increased the amount of work being done during the golf swing, which instantaneously helps me deliver more power into the golf ball. I do not have to increase my backswing. I do not have to swing faster. Both of those, you're fighting against time right now. There's a reason why you're watching this video, because you're trying to gain club head speed by increasing flexibility and moving faster and hinging your wrists. All these techniques that the golf pros out there, all the golf gurus on YouTube and the Golf Channel are telling you how to gain speed. But the speed is irrelevant if we're swinging a lighter club. It only works if you're swinging a heavier club. Look at the long drive champs out there. They're not swinging XEO. They're swinging these big, heavy sticks. There's a reason why they're not swinging lighter clubs. You don't get more distance by swinging a lighter club. You can get more speed, but it's got to be this balance. If you're going to increase speed, you got to have the power behind the speed to get through the golf ball to keep the momentum of the golf ball going forward as a projectile. Simple laws of physics. Do yourself a favor. Go with what we know works 100% of the time. It's called a law of physics because it's a law, meaning it works every single time, versus a technique. It might work for 1 or 2 or 3 out of 10 people. It's not going to work for 10 out of 10 people. So if you want more information on how you can gain flexibility to help you improve your core and your glute activation to help you increase your power that you can deliver into the golf ball. If you're a senior golfer and you want to know the simple steps on how you do that, check the description. I created a video. It's a 5-minute warm-up routine that's specifically focused on helping you increase shoulder turn, thoracic mobility, hip mobility, core activation, glute activation, foot activation, and then putting it all together. You can do the whole thing in 5 minutes. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button. Let me know what your comments are. I know there's going to be some people that are going to hate on me for this. Bring the comments. Let's talk about this. Let's have open conversation because it actually works. Like, subscribe, and until next time, yeah!